What is going on? You are watching and, of course, listening to Tags Live, aka Talk About Gay Sex, the live edition, where we are here every Wednesday night on the Crowdcast platform in front of a live virtual audience. I am your host, Stevie. This is episode 497, alongside house sitting for me in New York City, Kodi Maurice Doggette. How the hell you doing, Kodi?
Hello, darling. I see you looking. Oh, okay. I see you.
Are you quoting my promo that I did by the poolside earlier, sweetie?
It was so adorable. Thank you so much. I giggled and I reposted it so fast. It was great. Thank you.
You know, you got to mix it up here. So
that's right, baby.
I am in Puerto Vallarta. And speaking of Puerto Vallarta, let's just do this, Kodi. We have a winner for the 2023 Vacaya Mexico Resort in Mexico, Puerto Vallarta, October 29th through November 5th. We want to thank everybody that filled out our survey to enlist in this contest. And the winner is, I actually think he's watching us live. Jensen is our winner. Where's the music? Yay!
Congratulations!
I know. I'm sure they're applauding loud. And Jen, if you're watching us, which I think you are, actually, congratulations. You won the 2023 Vacaya Mexico Resort all-inclusive vacation in Puerto Vallarta, and super excited. Congratulations. And again, thank you to all people that entered the contest. So we're very excited. We'll fill you in on the details, Jen, on taking advantage of this. And again, you know, a lot of you still have time to join us, and you can actually get up to $200 off simply by going to our website, tagspodcast.com. We've got the link up there. And if you're solo, you can actually take advantage of solo guest pricing. All you got to do is, when you click on the link at checkout, put one guest. You'll get solo guest pricing and instead of double occupancy. And you can also get up to $200 off if you use our promo code TAGS at checkout, TAGS. Simply go to tagspodcast.com. Don't forget that TAGS promo code at checkout. And you can join us October 29th through November 5th. I'm actually going to the property this Friday to check it out because I'm here in Puerto Vallarta. You know, do a little site check, Kodi. So that's right, baby.
Call me. I want to see too.
I will. I'll post some social media over there. And we are also going to be live on November 1st. Is that right? Yeah, November 1st for Tags Live. We will be live on the property there the day after Halloween. Really excited about that. So you want to check us out. We'll be in front of a live audience as well as a virtual audience. So you definitely want to check that out. So once again, congratulations, Jensen, and he'll be joining us. And all of you, still time, take advantage of it. We want to see some of you there. Okay, so much to talk about in this episode. I'm so excited. You know, we've been wanting to do this story for weeks, and it's not that it's not a hot story. It's just somehow it got lost in the mix, but we're doing it now. You guys know that show, Strictly Come Dancing? It's the British version, actually, of what's the one here in the States that everybody watches, Kodi?
Dancing with the Stars.
Thank you. And essentially, this story, there was John Whaite, who was a contestant. I think he was a reality star, actually.
Okay.
He has a fiance. When he was on the show, I think we talked about him before, that John Whaite, and the choreographer, dancer on the show, Johanne, how do we say his last name? Radebe. Yep. Did this beautiful dance. I think we were talking about it a couple months ago.
Oh, yes.
They didn't actually win. They were runners up, but it was beautiful.
They won in my heart.
Yes, exactly. John Whaite actually admitted recently that he and his partner, his fiance, actually almost broke up because of the he fell in love with his partner, Johannes.
Wow.
Yeah, the pair was a force to be reckoned with, turning out countless memorable dance routines, many of them that we saw posted on this show. Quote, I fell in love with him, Whaite shares. I can't speak for him because I'm not allowed to legally, use those terms, but it felt like there was love there. Of course, rehearsals for the show meant the two spent a lot of quality time together, and there are very few disciplines where professional partners have to get as intimate as they do in ballroom dancing.
That's right.
Yeah. So he's a baker, actually,
Yes.
now that I'm looking at this, like for one of those shows on the BBC. So he felt that he and Rads had come from similar backgrounds, and they sensed a beauty symmetry in their lives. So he says that he's taken some time away from his partner, but that they're trying to make it work. In other words, and he's not going to be seeing Johannes for quite some time. What do you think about when you heard this story? Because, I mean, actors often feel the same connection that dancers, ballroom dancing is, but the level of dance that they're doing is so intimate.
Oh, yeah. Body contact.
Would you have been jealous if your partner was in this situation and then
what partner?
I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying. I probably would get a little jealous, but I'm learning through life and experiences that emotion is not really helpful or conducive to making your relationship grow. So I am learning through therapy and through self-reflection to curb my jealousy. And I've been a huge proponent of jealousy before. Like I have been very outspoken about I'm a jealous person. And it is this situation and the situation that I dealt with personally, it's caused me to rethink it. I'm glad we're doing this story right now because did you know that Tom Daley and his husband also took a break?
No.
Yeah, they did.
So tight. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, so many of these people put out in social media that we're in love and this and that, and we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. So
yeah,
I think I would be jealous though to find out that my fiance, that the fiance went to all of the Strictly ballroom dance. Maybe he didn't go to the rehearsals, but he went to all of the shows. And he probably was so proud of his partner. But then to find out that they were actually catching feelings for each other, that is a whole different story. I would be upset, I think, and hurt in so many ways because it would really hurt, I think.
Yeah, no, but I think it's perfectly natural to question your relationship at some point. Life is long and love is expansive, and you can surely fall in love with more than one person. It's just all about taking the time to see where your priorities lie and see with whom you think your future lies as well. So I'm glad that John Whaite took the time to really take stock of what he really wanted out of life and who he really wanted. So I'm glad that he's attuned to what he wants.
Yeah,
and
I think
like it's his partner.
Yeah, I think in the end, he's able to talk about this to press that he and his partner did have this issue going on, but that taking a break from Johannes, spending more time, being honest with his partner, and ultimately, like you said, they were able to come back to where they were. There's no wedding date set, but it looks like they're back on track and all is good. And it may even strengthen their relationship.
Yeah, definitely.
I hope so. So
me too.
I don't think Johannes will be invited to the wedding, though.
Oh, can you imagine? Now that part, I would be very, I don't know, kind of up in arms about. Not really necessarily the falling in love with, but if you invited them to the wedding as well, this is I don't know.
No.
I need time to process.
Yeah. Not getting, that's my prediction. Okay, well, we got to give you some health news here, a health update from the U.S. Preventative Services Task Force, and they released a recommendation just this week calling on healthcare providers to prescribe all approved PrEP options for people at an increased risk for HIV. So in the past, actually, you didn't have all of them. So think of the generic versions, Kodi, of Truvada, and think of Descovy, which came out a little bit later. All of them now, I think I take a generic version of the original that came out, and they're essentially approving all of them. That essentially they want people, because it's still, they don't think enough people are on it. And you know, most healthcare systems right now in America, at least, the Obamacare, I think is what they still call it, actually will give it to you for free. I know mine gives it to me for free. And so they think it's a priority right now to combat. There really shouldn't be that many cases of HIV still coming about. And there is actually, and of course it's for people of color that are not getting the message. So I think that this was a quote they sent: PrEP is an essential tool to help reduce rates of HIV in our nation. And to prevent HIV, it's important that healthcare professionals prescribe PrEP to patients at increased risk and discuss which form of this medication would be best for them. They also included injectable PrEP that can actually cover you for 3 months too. So essentially they're saying, let's just release, you know, they've been proven and gone through the science, but let's just approve all of these, because the numbers, although low, there's still several thousand people still getting infected with HIV. Like I said, people of color.
Yeah, no, I hear what you're saying, and I'm glad that they are approving and really kind of putting the word out there about all of these medicines, and that they are completely viable. I do think a lot of the messaging that has been out there about PrEP and things of that nature have been catered towards gay men, maybe because we're at the most high risk. So I do think that now is time for them to kind of switch things up and go to those communities that are underserved by PrEP, because now is the time. Like you said, there shouldn't be as many new infections of HIV as there are right now. Not when this medicine is so readily available and you can do so many things to protect yourself. So,
I hope all the apps are doing their part now, or they're actually reaching out to the apps, since that's how a majority of us meet, guys, not me. But remember back in the day when you would go to the bars and they would be passing out condoms?
Oh, yeah.
What if they did the same thing too? Not that young, Cutie. But yeah, I think the outreach needs to get to bars in remote parts of the country, or parts of the world, actually, to keep these numbers low. So
that sounds like a great idea.
Yeah,
we should go work for the WHO.
Okay, we could do our show, and also okay, we've got to move on. This story is crazy. Josh Seiter, I don't know if you guys all know him. He was a Bachelor contestant back in 2015. He came out later as bisexual. Then he had a fiance at one point. Then at another point, he was actually engaged to somebody from RuPaul's Drag Race.
Yes.
Do you know
Monica Beverly Hills, not a soaking clock.
Right. He's talked extensively on many outlets that he suffers from mental illness and has been getting treatment. Well, actually, the other day, it came out that on his social media that he had died, that there was that's what was posted on his social media, like his family. And for about 24 hours, everybody thought that John Seiter had died, and due to mental health. So, think suicide. 24 hours later, guess what? He says, hey guys, as you can see, I'm alive and well. And this is what he said: my account was hacked for the last 24 hours. I've been trying desperately to get into it. Somebody was playing a cruel joke and mocking my mental illness and the struggles I've gone through with depression and suicide attempts. I'm sorry for all the pain they caused when they made that post. He continued to say that I just got back into my account. I'm going to do all I can with my team to try and identify who is behind this. But again, I apologize for the confusion and will update you guys as more facts come in. Interesting, right, Kodi? Very interesting, because the place I got this from, well, so I think the whole thing about this is that a lot of people are actually questioning whether this was a hoax or not, because there's been a couple of reality stars that have actually pulled this hoax before.
Yeah.
Recently,
Little Tay.
Yes.
Get it.
Little Tay did this, and now people are questioning that, or actually, I think it was a whole hoax. And is it a hoax to remain relevant? There's an interesting story that I'm going to post on tagspodcast.com, done by Instinct Magazine, that actually the writer, Adam Dupuis, has had interactions with Josh several times. He said that Josh has reached out to him early on about coming out as bisexual when he was engaged. And he said he posted some stuff. He also was, the writer said that Josh came to him at one point and said, can you post some of these nude pictures of myself? Because I'm a victim of revenge porn, is what he told the writer. And I want to get ahead of it. Would you mind posting this? Well, the writer's like, it's Instinct. We can't post naked pictures. And by the way, you have an OnlyFans account, so why don't you just post it on there and get ahead of it that way? So this writer that I just mentioned for Instinct Magazine is done with Josh. Whether the allegations are true or not, that this was a hoax, he thinks there's too many separate stories that are not really adding up. And he thinks if this guy really has mental health issues, that he really needs to take a break from all of this in general and refrain from posting anything. And he doesn't want to post anything about Josh from here, at least for a while. Like, you need to take a break. What do you think? Are you a little skeptical of this? I mean, you have to be skeptical, not of his mental health, but of maybe trying to increase his 15 minutes of fame.
Oh yeah, I feel like with a lot of these publicity stunts that I think that a lot of people do them just for attention and to get their name back into circulation. And it's really sad. And I am looking at him with the side eye, just like I looked at Little Tay with the side eye. I don't know for sure. So I'm not going to make any conjecture about whether or not it is actual reality that they got hacked. But something in the back of my mind is telling me that it's something that they're doing just for attention. He's really hot too, so I don't understand.
He's okay.
I was looking at
if you like that type, I think it's not my type. Whatever. I think somebody's surprised watching us. The shade of it all, Stevie. I just meant Kodi was going on like he's hot. I'm like he's just not my type at all. But
that's why we can go out together, because we have different types.
Exactly. I know. Exactly.
Well, whatever the case, I'm just glad that he is alive. And I really hope that he gets the assistance that he needs. If this was a hoax, then he hurt more people than he actually helped his career. So I think that he really needs to take stock of that and really see how harmful something like this can be if it is a hoax. I'm not sure. I don't know. I think he's cute personally. And that's about it. And he dates the dolls. I'm happy about Monica Beverly Hills, because you know what?
Yeah, by the way, Monica Beverly Hills?
Yes.
Actually thinks it's kind of a hoax too. And she thinks that she calls out his white male status, not cisgender, but she calls it out as so many trans women are murdered daily and don't get the kind of press that Josh does. And she was with him for a minute and she thinks she was duped. So she's calling it out as a hoax or a publicity stunt. And so I'm kind of with her too. I do think, though, like you said, he gets the mental health help that he needs, but that he also takes a break from social media for a second because that's a lot. Speaking of taking a break, there is a guy potentially on Twitter, or what are we calling it now? X?
Oh, girl, not the X girl.
He goes by @GayCrossFit. Well, y'all, he recently fired back because he's a member of Equinox, the gym, right? Not my favorite gym at all. I'll tell you why in a minute. I just think it's way too expensive. I don't need a cold towel handed to me so that I can spend all this money. And I just think, no, it's not my favorite gym at all. And so he belongs to Equinox. Well, apparently Equinox sent out this mass email to everybody about phone etiquette. So think of things like, they said things like, essentially, when using your phone, please be mindful to, if you're going to take a call, go to and they use this term, our lounge. It was a different, but the lounge was in the term. So the fact that they have a lounge in the gym is like, to me, though gyms I work out, especially here in Puerto Vallarta, are down and dirty, there is no lounge. There's barely like a place to do abs, like, and put your mat down there. It's like a lot of grunting, no AC. Totally the opposite of Equinox, and I love it, actually. So,
wow,
yeah, give me that kind of gym any day. I know, old school, all that stuff. Well, they sent out this mass email about apparently too many people are taking selfies and they're actually taking videos, and they said when doing that on the gym floor, make sure there's nobody behind you because you're not allowed to have people in your photo or your video. I mean, it sounds very LA. I'm wondering if this guy's from LA. I'm sorry, LA, but I live there. So he fired back because you know how these mass emails, they'll, by now they could say things like, United Airlines could say, hey, Kodi, do you want to take advantage of 50% off flights right now? You can do it. But like Mark got it, Jennifer got it, Suzanne got it, Alex got it. All these people got the same, and we're at a level now where you can personalize mass emails. This guy didn't get that memo at Gay CrossFit and thought they were actually targeting him for his phone usage, and he decided to take that letter and put it up on Twitter, and he wrote, no, seriously, I got to quit this fucking bullshit place. And when people started to see that, they were like, I got the same email. This was a mass email, right? And he fired back. And then some people were actually getting a little sassy. And they said,
as they should.
Yeah, they said, you have main character syndrome.
Oh, yes.
That's a thing. So he fired back. He says, well, the reviews are in. Ugly people hate me, he wrote. And I'd argue it's pathetic to capital NOT not have main character syndrome. And I don't know. I mean, I think, first of all, there's so much to unpack on this.
Oh, my God.
The fact that he goes to Equinox. Sorry, Equinox.
Strike one.
Strike one. No, I have a lot of friends that go to Equinox. What did you think about this whole thing? And did he just overreact?
Well, as someone who takes a lot of selfies in the gym, I took a couple and I'm house sitting for you. So I went to your gym today. I didn't catch anybody. Huh?
In my building, yes.
In your building zone. Which is a step above Equinox, if you ask me, honey. Okay. I didn't catch anybody in the background. It's just something that you do as common courtesy. But for this guy to really think that he's targeting that they would send an email to him because he had people in the background. It's very pretentious. It's very self-absorbed. It's just giving all of the wrong things.
And then to post it on Twitter.
Right? Okay. Like, who cares? Who cares what you're thinking about this, sir? And if you just stop, how about that? And if you're doing it, just stop. But let's be clear. I would fuck him. I would totally.
Because Kodi and I did a little further research and decided to look at who was this person in question.
I'm an internet sleuth, darling. Okay.
What did you think when you finally saw him?
He is attractive. He is not Naomi Campbell. He is not Marcus Schenkenberg. He's not any of the top models.
I like these 90s references.
You know. I was only 5 years old. Anyway. So he has, but I looked at his pictures and I was like, what? Who is he calling ugly? Like I started to hate him because he used ugly, he used pathetic, and Miss Honey. The world does not revolve around you. Get some perspective. Do something for your community.
Thank you.
I am a Twitter judge now. Okay, sentence to community service, sir, because you need to get out of your little bubble and get out of your
right. And why didn't he just write to? Is this to sent to me personally? Like write back and say, was this sent to me personally? And they would have, of course, cleared it up. Instead, he's now known for copying and pasting this letter, posting it on Twitter, gone viral. Now, I would argue not for the best reasons at all. It also seems like you're smart enough to use Twitter, but you don't know about mass emails today that they're able to actually insert your name, insert my name, insert Kodi's. I mean, like you don't know this, and so it's kind of like, hello, you're kind of digging your grave here. It's just silly. Right. Yeah,
I'm totally going to start pretending that all of these mass emails are directly to me because I think that it's so hilarious.
To me, but can I just make one more comment about gym etiquette? Who cares about I mean, I guess because I work out in my gym and there's like 80-year-olds actually sometimes in my gym, and sometimes there's nobody in my gym. So maybe this isn't my problem, and but in general, that wouldn't be, if somebody's over there taking a selfie or a video, like who cares? To me, let me just get it off my chest. I'm so sick of trainers or people taking over too many pieces of equipment. So you know what I'm talking about. You go to one piece over here and they're like, I'm on that. It's like, yeah, but you're also on that bench over there and your water bottle's over there. And it's like, this gym is not that big for you to dominate and do a circuit gym workout over here. It's like, pick up one area and work out there. Do not spread out over everything and then come over to me like I just got in your space here. It's like, no, we all have to share this gym here. You don't get to, this isn't a private workout gym. It's all of our gym. And do not spread, like that should have been the notice that Equinox should, instead, that's why I said LA. It's like they're having to send things about proper phone etiquette and use the lounge. It's just like, that's pathetic. Like, let's talk about real gym issues.
Yeah, no, I totally agree.
I've been wanting to talk about this for so long, but there was never a time and a place. Now with this story,
here we are. Perfect, darling. No, I think he's actually from here. I think he's from New York. So, I mean, but still, he's still full of himself.
What are people saying while I move on to our next story?
Well, I want to ask you really quick. Do you have main character syndrome, Steve? What do you think?
No, I definitely do not. I mean, I think everybody should be the star of your own life in general, not a supporting character. I got that from a movie, but everybody should be the star of their own life. But I do think that I think of other people and my surroundings. You and I live in New York City. We are always we are always on a subway. We are always in a hallway, an elevator. We have to actually deal with so many people. Fran Lebowitz lives down the hall from me. I don't know if I should have said that, but she says, pretend it's a city. Pretend it's a city. It's a great show on Netflix, and I see her all the time. Pretend it's a city, everybody. You are not the only one. So no, I do not have that syndrome at all. If anything, it's the opposite. I'm always like, looking out. I do not stop in the middle of the street and look at my phone. I pull it over to the side. I do not have it, but I am the star of my own life.
That's right. I like to feel like I am one of the main characters in a beautiful, well acted ensemble cast because I think that
Okay, are you Miranda? Are you Carrie? I'm Carrie, but I don't know who you are. But
we can't both be Carrie, bitch.
I think then you need to take a step down, and
I
you're
think
Charlotte
that
or
I'm Carrie and you're
Samantha.
Miranda.
You could be Che, one of the new
No,
characters.
oh my god.
I love Che.
You know what? I've gotten to like a Che a little bit
Seema,
more.
you could be Seema. She's amazing.
I love Seema, but I love Nicole Ari Parker's character.
No, we got to move on.
I want that life. I want Nicole. I don't even remember her character's name.
I love
but
her.
I
Yes.
know I want that life. Okay, we're moving on.
God. You're moving on to Adele, as we all know, is in Vegas right now with her weekend Vegas residency, and she's just selling out, doing great. Well, recently there was a queer fan in the audience that actually stood up, and I actually think he was in an aisle seat, to be honest. She's at Caesar Palace. He was up singing every single song to like at the top of his lungs. And apparently it was starting to annoy some of the people around him because not everybody was standing up. And security came over to him, and I watched the video. They actually came over to him to tell him, please sit down, you're disturbing some of the people around you, right? And he did not like that. Well, Adele, in the middle of her song, stopped the concert to scold the security guard and said, leave him alone. He's just enjoying himself in the concert. And so as a result, they let him. But I guess the question is, first of all, I love that she did that, that she even could look out into her audience and see. But that's pretty cool that she did that. What do you think about etiquette at a concert? And I'll just tell you my take really quick. I was at Janet Jackson earlier this year. It was amazing. We were standing up because we were in MSG, Madison Square Garden, the whole time. I mean, pretty much, unless there was a couple songs where we took a break, where like the song Again, she does a medley of her slow songs. So maybe we sat during that moment, but that's it. But there was a girl standing next to me. I think she came by herself, and she was adorable. And a couple times she was so excited, she like hit me with her elbow. And she was like, oh, I'm so sorry. This is the first time I've seen Janet. I'm so excited. I'm like, girl, you're fine. You can hit me all night. I'm fine. We were doing our Janet moves. And it was just, I just think it's a concert, right? It was also Janet Jackson. Adele has a lot more ballads.
Boom.
And it's also in a Vegas Caesar, seats are a little more spread out. It's kind of a different, but it's also not the opera or the symphony, so it's still a concert. So what do you think?
Yeah, I'm sure he was probably very annoying. And you know what? You're at a show. People are enjoying themselves, and as people should be enjoying themselves. And like you said, it's a difference between an Adele concert and a Beyonce concert or a Janet Jackson concert or a Madonna concert. People are going to be up at all of those latter three women that I mentioned. They're going to be dancing. They're going to be doing all the things. And at Adele's concert, and I love Adele, don't get this twisted, okay? People are going to be swaying back and forth like they sing it Kumbaya. It's just the fact of the facts, okay? She doesn't have a whole lot of dancey tracks. So I get what you're saying. And I think that for a lot of the people that would attend an Adele concert, this may have been a little bit over the top. But you don't get to pick who you sit next to at a concert unless you go with a bunch of people. So you need to take into account that this is a concert. You should talk. Maybe if this person is very annoying, you should talk to them and say, "Look, can you not hit me?" Because I have been hit at concerts before.
Oh my God.
Like not hard. Not soft, very hard, stepped on, all kinds of things. But I elbowed the bitch back. But I didn't go and narc on her to the security and have her removed. That's not the way you do it. You just take it all in stride and you realize that you're in a public space and that you're not the main character. We're back on that again.
Right. You're not the main character. I think it's the way concerts are. And, everybody and their grandmother is in concert right now. And after post-pandemic, I just think this is the state of concerts today. Everybody wants to sing back to their favorite songs.
That's
They're
right.
so excited to be there. Everybody has a different way of concert going, if you will. And this person, it was to have a selfie stick in front of him and film himself belting out these songs. Now, I agree with you. I would not want to be around him.
Yeah.
But it looked to me like he was in the aisle seat. So I don't
And
think
he
how
was
many-
so excited.
Yeah. And I just think the way those seats were, everybody was sitting down because
It's
of
cute
the
through my
slow-
computer.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, somebody asked the question, Bryce says, was he singing well?
And
Does it
the answer's
matter?
probably
I don't
no.
know. I mean, I'm sure he thought he was, but we kind of came to see Adele. But again, you don't want to like school people on how you should act at a concert. Now, if you're being really out of hand and rowdy, or this trend right now that we've been talking about of throwing things on stage,
Oh my
now
gosh,
that
yes.
is inappropriate and you should be escorted out immediately.
Mhm.
But are we getting to a point now where we're schooling people on? I think Adele did the right thing. She saw
Me too.
something. He was just enjoying himself. Sorry, everybody gets to enjoy the concert like they want to. He really wasn't doing anything that there was no rule book that was sent to everybody. So yeah.
No
Anyway.
standing. Can you imagine if they said no standing at the concert? I would totally.
I know. It's
want
just
my
funny
money
because
back.
it's that type of concert where she's singing all these ballads. So
Yeah.
yeah. Anyway, all right.
Hello, Adele. It's me.
Oh, here we go. I love it. Well, the hot summer movie that everybody seems to be talking about. I still have to watch it. Red, White, and Royal Blue. I know you saw it.
I saw
My
it.
sister sitting next to me adored it. Everybody seems. My friend wants me to watch it. Well, what did you think? Honestly, give us a quick review.
I really enjoyed it. It was very schmaltzy. I don't know if that's a word, but it was just really romantical. It was a very nice romantic comedy, and you could see what was coming a mile away, but I didn't care because it gave me all of the feels about being in love and things of that nature. So I really enjoyed it. Yeah. And you
They
can
also
see
look like really good actors from what I can see.
yeah, they were very great actors. And it had Uma Thurman, I think.
Uma Thurman,
is the
yes.
mom.
Yeah, I love her.
And who was she was the president of the United States, so we had a
Right.
female president, so that was great.
Yay. Okay, well, recently, this is a funny thing to talk about, but it's actually the director, Matthew Lopez, the writer-director, recently shared a story in an interview about one of his stars, Zakhar Perez, who is really hot, I think.
Ooh.
And
Oh yeah.
so it was the hair and makeup team or the wardrobe department that actually called Matthew up. He said that they were in the 6th week of filming, and he gets a call from wardrobe saying, you need to come to Zakhar's dressing room immediately the minute you get on set. And he's like, oh, Lord, what's going on here? Well, he gets in there, and wardrobe person is like, go ahead, tell him. So Zakhar's like, I'm going to do this naked scene, the sex scene, and I want to know if I should manscape. And he's like, what are you talking about? Manscape what? He's like, my ass. And Matthew's like, well, he says, can I just show you? Well, Matthew tells the story that thank God he thought.
I'm gonna do that to you one day.
Right. I go to the naked beach, so I'd be happy.
Yeah, oh, that's right.
Anything.
You've already seen it.
Yeah. So Matthew tells his wardrobe assistant essentially, thank God they're there because this could be the ending of his career right then and there,
Yeah.
HR. And so he says, no, let me just show you. Zakhar says, let me just show you my ass. And he does. And Matthew goes, it's fine. It looks good. I think it was like light, hairy, and a beautiful ass with light hair on there. And they all agreed, no, keep it. And the whole discussion is that it's natural. Let's not quaff overly. I mean, to be honest, both of the actors are gorgeous, model-y type, if you will.
Yep. They call
They've
somebody
got
up.
great bodies, and I mean, and it's also that type of hair that just lays beautifully. So, Of course, but I think it was a nice
My
conversation.
butt hair.
I mean, I don't have any butt hair on
I'm
my
joking.
ass, and so I don't know what this is like, but I don't
Uh-huh.
think I would. I think it's a great decision that they decided to keep it in. What do you think?
Oh yeah, no, he's really hot, and he shouldn't have to worry about that because hairy butts are beautiful. I personally get lots of compliments about my hairy butt, and I really love when a bottom has a little bit of peach fuzz. That's what I like to call it.
Oh,
And because it just makes it all better for the eating. But I could understand also his reluctance to really expose himself like that because in a movie, this is something that's going to last potentially forever.
yeah,
And
right.
hundreds of thousands, maybe even millions of people will see it, and you want everything to be perfect. So I really get where he's coming from, and I understand his perspective on things. So you'll never see a picture of my butt on the internet because I'm very self-conscious about that. So
Because of the
yeah,
hairy part of it?
because I feel
Why?
like I feel like I should do a little bit more squats. I feel like I should do, and I
You've
have
got a
stretch marks
great
too.
booty.
Oh, thank you, boo.
I showed mine today.
Did you?
Let's do the story of Adam DiMarco,
Yes,
Cody, because I
perfect.
love
You
this
are reading my
story.
mind, swelling. It's so
Yes,
good.
you guys, I love him. If you watched White Lotus season 2, you will know Adam DiMarco. He was the son, where it was the trilogy of grandpa, father, son that were
hmm
at this Italian resort. He's adorable. He falls in love with one girl, and then we won't tell you the whole story, but he is having a whole great career right now because of White Lotus. Well, he's
Yep.
in a brand new Bumble. Bumble also, I know it's for straights, but is it for gays too?
You know
Or
what? Let me look it up
LGBTQ?
really quick.
I think it is.
Is
Well,
is Bumble's
Bumble
for
is
gay?
to find a partner, probably sex as well, but more partner. And they have a new campaign called Kindness is Sexy. It's so worth watching this video. It's about a minute long. Adam DiMarco stars in it. And the whole thing from the minute it starts is Adam DiMarco walking down the street, helping this girl with her scooter get it started. He gets it started for her, and she has this look on her face like, oh my gosh, dreamy eyed, because he just helped her. Then he gets a coffee at a little cafe stand, and he sees this man holding a baby, struggling to keep this baby from crying, and he
hmm
hands the coffee to the father. Then
Now,
he's walking to another part, and he asks this girl sitting on the stoop, how's your mom? And she's like, oh, she's doing good. He's like, tell her I said hi. In which the girl turns to her girlfriend and are like, oh my God, is this guy for real? And he
yeah,
does like one other thing that's super adorable. And it all ends with the slogan, kindness is sexy, which I think is, first of all, I love that. He's the perfect model for this
oh yes.
campaign. I don't know that everybody is kind on Bumble, according to my
Ooh,
sister. I was just asking
there it
about it. I'm
is.
like,
I want
but
to hear the stories.
well, we don't have time for that on this show,
Okay.
but it will come out later. But to me, kindness is really sexy. We've talked a lot about different people in the news over the years that are rude, or if they are hot, and the minute I see
Yep.
rudeness coming out of anybody, all bets are off. I'm immediately, nope, not attracted anymore at all. I don't care if you're the hottest thing at all going. I turn it off like a switch. I
That's
have
right.
no and I think you have a little more tolerance.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
well, they're hot,
Oh!
and I don't at all. But to me, kindness wins all the
Oh.
time.
Oh
Again,
wait.
pretend it's a city. When we have to deal with so many people in our city, and I just walk down the street saying my neighbors, I love kindness in general. I just think it is sexy, and I love this campaign. I'm going to post
Yeah.
it on tagspodcast.com. It's my beliefs in how you should just live. What did you
That's
think
right.
when you saw it?
I love that. And Bryce commented, and I just read that one of their slogans is Bumble is for everyone. So
Oh, There
It's
we
very
go. Thanks, Bryce.
inclusive. Yeah, thank you, Bryce, our producer slash studio
Yeah,
audience member.
really, I
I
know.
know,
I saw the
right?
Janet comment though, so we didn't read that out
You saw
loud.
that.
Yeah, we're not reading
Get
that.
him, Queen. Uh-oh, watch out, Bryce. Anywho, so yeah, you know what? He was my absolute favorite. Him and the nerdy husband guy, Will Sharp. They were my two favorite in the White Lotus because Theo James is super hot, but like you said, his attitude in the entire show was horrible. So that's a huge turnoff. So I think
And
that
mind you, it's the actor, but
I know 100%. I don't know Theo James personally,
Yeah.
so but I'm talking about his character, and I think that he's the perfect advocate, the perfect person to have in these advertisements because he really seems like a really sweet person, and there is something to being kind and equating it with sexiness because Adam's sexiness is only enhanced by his kindness. Now, let me tell you, I would not drink a random coffee that he put in my hand. I just would not trust it. And so I saw that part and I was like, no, that goes right in the trash.
Okay.
However, this is a commercial and, you have to kind of disconnect from reality a little bit.
That's funny.
But yeah, I just want to know, how kind and sexy are you in a relationship? Because I'm going to go talk for me personally. I think that I'm, like you mentioned, I'm very, very, very kind in the relationship.
Well, let me you're finished with your question? Go ahead.
Oh yeah, I was going to say, I think I'm very, very kind in a relationship. And I think that, but I do think that if you push the right buttons, then it goes 100% to the left because I like to think that I'm a kind person, but I'm not a pushover by any means.
Well,
and I think that is something you have to balance. Go ahead. What are you going to say?
I think what they're talking about in the Bumble campaign essentially is kindness is sexy. So observing the guy that you may be dating or that you want to date, are they kind to not just you? Of course, you want them to be kind to you, but how do they interact with the rest of the world? So, for example, if you're on a dinner date, I was on one recently, and the person was really kind to the wait staff and to everybody that we interacted with. We were on a hike, and the person was really kind. Because on hikes, everybody's either coming down the hill or up the hill, and so they said hello, and I hope, how was the hike? That kind of thing. And you notice those things. I was once on a date years ago in LA, and the guy picked me up, in a Hummer. That's strike one. Then
Equinox strike one.
It was one of
two.
our earlier dates, and we're on La Cienega, and he's blowing up road rage over somebody in front of him, pulled around, screamed at the person. Then we went on Santa Monica Boulevard. You LA people know, decided to race over to the side of the curb to open up my window on the passenger side to scream out, "Hey girl, I see you." I'm mortified. And I mean, it was just like, okay, the opposite of kindness and the date that I went on recently. So I was like, oh, hell no. This is just, so that's what I mean. This person didn't show kindness. The one recently showed kindness. That's what I'm looking for. And I'm kind to people on the date as I'm just normally trying. We have to interact, pretend it's a city.
Oh, yes. And to kind of merge the two, honestly, because it's just kind of popped in my head, how they treat other people, they might be faking for you right now. So how they treat other people is indicative of how they will treat you in the future. So
excellent.
They're kind to other people. They could possibly be kind to you. There's a very good chance that they're going to be kind to you. So
love it. All right. It's time to give some advice. And I love this one. It's from a Reddit. Is there anything you do to quote unquote get guys? They wrote, do you do anything to seduce men? At the risk of sounding cocky, I have a small waist and a nice round ass. So the men's respond to that pretty well. I pretend to not know. I imagine guys with large members know that their dick works on guys, etc. What works for you, they ask. Edit. Like I said, I'm not a cocky person, but yes, I am slim and guys have taken notice of that. Sue me. And a lot of people
Wow.
wrote into this Reddit thread that, oh, yes, I'm a top, and that does it to me every time, seeing the small waist and the booty. And so, is there something that you do to get it with guys? Do you use anything in your repertoire to seduce the guy?
I just try to make them feel, oh my gosh, you're really you're getting me now. I just try to make them feel like either the only person in the room or the only person in the world.
How do you do
Really.
that, though? So somebody you haven't met, are you staring them down? Are you just seducing them with your eyes?
Oh, you mean before I've spoken to them?
Yeah, or like, how do you get a guy?
How do I get a
That's what
guy?
this guy is asking, saying.
Yes, I'm sorry. I misunderstood the question. I apologize.
No
I
need.
do I do I get guys? And I had a
How
loose
do
one.
you get guys? How do you get guys? Okay, you want me to go first?
Yes, you go first.
Since
You
you're
go
so verklempt.
I don't know.
So on the nude beach recently, the naked beach that I keep talking
Okay.
about, I think I was sitting next to these two guys, and I kept standing up, and my member, as the guy talked about,
Okay.
flaccid is a decent size. You
Okay.
saw me recently, and you were like,
Yeah. I would.
"What?" You were.
Is it dragging in the sand? What's going on?
Let's call it dragging in the sand, but
I know. I'm fucking with you.
and so I actually was positioning myself, and as a result, it did get that guy's attention.
So what I do to get guys, now that I've had time to kind of see what my my MO is, I think that I do look at people and I do give them the eyes. I give them the come hither eyes. And
Okay.
something that really, really works for me is I just take off my shirt. I got a great rack. I can't even lie about that. So I think then it really helps to have, your assets or your testicles in place. So yeah, but I think that it's more about a connection and a vibe that you give off to somebody. So I think that because I was in the bar recently and I looked over at a guy and he kept looking over at me and I kept looking over at him and we were
Yeah.
just making eyes at one another. So I think that showing interest in someone really goes a long way.
I'm with you on that one, Kodi. I do the same thing, probably the same bar, or maybe different bar, but I do the same thing where I'll look over at somebody, and if I see that connection, I'll keep that going. But then I'll just go up to them if I see that we're sharing that glance back and forth. If it's reciprocated. Now, if I
Yes.
look over at somebody and I keep positioning myself here and then over here, and they're not seeing me at all, then I move on. I don't even bother. But
Yeah.
I will play that game with the eyes. I have my shirt off as well at times. And, I see what I can get out of it. And if it works, I'll end up going up to them oftentimes because I'm just like, hi, how are you? What's your name?
And
And
you
then
know
see
what,
where
to your
that
point on that, to your point on that, confidence, that shows confidence, and confidence goes a long way to getting
There you
somebody.
go.
I
There you
personally,
go.
yeah.
I love it. Well, it's time to play our favorite game at the end of the show, and it's produced by it's called Thirst Trap, but it's produced by Straight Up Gay Porn, where we're getting to the where they're starting to round out who's doing well on this. This week, they asked the question, out of these 11 gay porn stars, who took the best photo? And it was a decent week, not the best week, I think, but a
Oh,
decent
really?
week.
I thought it was really good.
Right. Our job is to vividly describe in an audio podcast who got our win. And if you're playing along with this, I'll post this on tagspodcast.com, reference episode 497. Please vote for your favorite in this poll here because it only helps them out. Who is your favorite, Kodi?
So, first of all, I want to say that Keegan Wigger is really hot, but it's a professional photo. So, I think it's a little bit unfair because I thought that there were a lot of hot guys this week. That's why we can go to the club at the same time. You're like, there's no hot guys. But, so my vote this week actually goes to Rocky, and he's closer to the top, I think. I went to his page. He's got a lot of hot stuff on there. But in the picture, he's lying on the bed, completely naked. His legs are kind of crisscross and his arms are above his head. And the thing that really, really got me is he's fully erect. I've taken a million pictures trying to get my dick hard. And I always get more concerned with taking the picture and the angle and the lighting and all that stuff. And I can't focus on actually being erect. So I think that really, really got me. And he's just super hot. So yeah.
I like it. I thought there was a lot of interesting ones on there. I think Johnson Poppy kind of got mine based on the angle that he was lying back on his bed. He's got that I often try and get, that I should try and get my barber here in Puerto Vallarta to do it, that really thin mustache. He's got a nose ring, he's got a nice little goatee, and he's got a Caesar cut. And he's lifted his head up off of the bed, and the angle that he's at, he's got these really beautiful cut thighs, great tattoos on his arms, great nipples, great expression on his face. But the focus is on his balls, which I think is really hot. And they're like dropped down, showing a little bit of his crack. So it's like you just want to like zero in, go down in that, start from the crack, spend a lot of time on those perfect balls there, lick that dick, and then move your way. Sorry. Anyway, that's my favorite one. Who was I talking to?
I don't know. You got it beside yourself, didn't you?
I mean, a little verklempt. Jensen says Keegan Wicker is his love interest for tonight. And J.H. Mayin says Rocky for me. He gets his thumbs up. I love it. You guys can play along as well. And I thought it was a decent list. Not my favorite. We've seen some better weeks in the past. What did you think?
Yeah, I thought Johnson Poppy really did it for me too. But I mean, I of course I chose Rocky. And
let me vote right now. Let's actually vote right now.
Yeah, Keegan is in number one. But that photo is so professional. The lighting is so professional. I just was like, this is not fair. It's just not fair.
I'm voting right now to see where Keegan is in number one. By the way, I just voted, but who did you? Johnson Poppy is in last place.
Is he? He's so hot.
Wow.
I chose
I always
Rocky.
I always pick the ones in last place.
It's fine.
It's fine, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we want to thank you so much. We want to congratulate Jensen for winning our 2023 Vacaya Mexico Resort in Puerto Vallarta, October 29th through November 5th. Congratulations. You'll be spending it with us and a lot of other people.
Right? Get ready.
But again, you guys can join us as well. Get up to $200 off. Take advantage of it. It's going to be a lot of fun. Go to our website, tagspodcast.com, and click on the link. Use our promo code TAGS at checkout, TAGS, and we hope to see many of you there. All right, guys, you can follow Kodi. He's a life coach at KMD Coaching on Instagram or his personal account at Mr. Maurice. Follow me. I am _Steve V on Instagram, and follow the show, tagspodcast.com. And in the meantime, continue having hot gay sex. Hey guys.